Hey guys, so I understand this video is going to be quite long, so a quick TLDR on this video is, just min-max character, 0 to 100 as much as you can, and use those characters, the top 9 characters, however many you'll need, min-max those characters as much as you can, and I get into pretty good details about everything, all the aspects of it. If you want to stick around and listen to it, there are some pretty intricate things I say, details, so feel free to stick around. If you learn anything new, feel free to drop a sub. I do appreciate it. And anyways, just enjoy. How's it going, you guys? Laxo here, coming with another Bleach Immortal Souls video. Today I wanted to talk about Kenpachi Contest. And this is the Kenpachi Contest version of 3v3. So, this little Kenpachi contest that happens gives you a server rank. And in this server rank, you want to try and do your best to stay in the top 10. And it'll take the top 10 finalists in the actual server itself and then advance you guys to the actual group phase. And in order to do this again, you just want to make sure that you stay as active as possible, because again, this is based upon how long you stay in the top 10. You accumulate points, and then the points you get will place you here, and then it'll advance the top. Yeah, it requires at least 10 God tier players. And then from there, if you're lucky enough to get to the top 10, you'll advance to the server phase, where it takes everybody from your time server, meaning everybody that has, certain things going on, like character releases, this and that. They'll put you into that, and then it'll take the top 64. As you can see, it'll take 8 rounds of the top 8, top 64, and then put them into the actual final group phase. So, on this, to get the most out of it, you want to make sure you're fully set up in everything that you want to do, especially in the 3v3 version, where it's character specific and not team oriented. In this, you just want to take your top 9 characters that you think you'll use the most, or if you have more than 9, you'll want to deck them out accordingly too. Me myself, I like to go to formation. I like to place my top 6 characters that I'll use the most in my formation to give them either, the attack boost or the defense HP boost. I'm pretty sure it's around 10%. And you want to set up your characters accordingly. And that's typically, just building your team and prepping for what's to come in the actual contest itself. And this is actually kind of tough, because you need to know what characters are good in 1v1s. And that's completely, based on the character's skills and everything they do. And not all characters that are good in 6v6 are good in 1v1. Like characters like Ulquiorra, for example, he doesn't really bring much to the team, but in a 1v1 fight, he will pretty much beat anybody. And what I mean by counters is, if you go over here to formation and look at this little symbol right here, as you can see, certain specialties counter certain specialties. Attack counters skill, skill counters defense. And that pretty much goes for anything. Like Orihime is really good against Aizen. Aizen is really good against Ichigo. And Ichigo melts tanks. As you could tell, it says right here, countering means dealing more damage and receiving less damage, which is key. As to how much extra damage and less damage they receive and deal, that has not been specified. I've even asked support, and they haven't even gotten back to me. So if you come over here to the Kenpachi contest rules over here real quick and read these. Kenpachi contest finals phase comes with a number of restrictions intended to improve balancing and fairness in matches. Some items and stats are therefore not usable in arena. Character level, quality, skill level, and gear level, which is very, very nice. However, War Souls, Gear Star level, Awaken Gear, character level will stay unchanged. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the War Souls now, which is very important. So, War Souls. You want to at least get the character to to orange. Good golly, this character is really annoying. You want to at least get the character to orange. Purple 2, I believe, is when you get his volatile Warsaw, and orange is where you get the character and the heroic Warsaw. The heroic Warsaws are very, very important. As you could tell by reading the second part here, in PvP mode it increases Soulbearer's HP by 100%. And that's the same for all characters, which is very, very important. You definitely don't want to put a character in that is not orange at the minimum, because you will lose 100% HP, which means instead of this Ichigo having 1 million HP, he will have 2 million HP. So that's something to take into consideration. Always pay attention to, or you want to at least get the character to orange. However, now going into what I was talking about prior is the specialties right here. These icons right next to the War Souls themselves, these are the specialties. So with the War Souls, when you're looking at the specialty, you want to try and get the specialties actually matched up with the character specialties, because it gives you a whopping 25% extra effectiveness. So, for example, let's take a look at Ichigo's crit chance here. 41.4. And if I add a crit Warsaw, that should make it go to 61.4. However, if it is attack specialty, it'll give me an extra 25% effectiveness, which will make his crit chance and crit strength go up an extra 5%. So instead of 46, or instead of 61, it'll be 66. See, 66.4%. So you want to try and match up the specialty with the actual character itself. It'll give you a very nice boost to the effectiveness of the actual War Soul itself. Other than the War Souls, what you want to look at is the Gear Star level and the Awakened Gear. So, to get gold in the Awakened Gear, you need to have at least yellow 5 in each of the Gear Star levels. And whatever benefits you have on these, including the bonds, will give you benefits in the actual Kenpachi contests themselves. So, what you want to try and do is max out all your gear to yellow. If you go beyond yellow 5 stars, that would be great. As you can see with my Ichigo, for example, here, I completely maxed out his weapon with Prismatic 5, which is very expensive, and I probably recommend people don't spend that many Awakened Essences on fully maxing out your gear. Probably just stick to maybe red 1 or even yellow 5 or orange 5 is perfectly fine. However, the important thing is getting your gear to orange. That is very important. And of course, your character bonds. If you can, try and get your character bonds to purple. And if you want to go above and beyond, then get them to orange. There's a pretty big benefit from blue, which is 15, and orange, which is 25%. So that's another thing you want to do, is get your characters' bonds and gear up as high as you can. That is what will make the biggest difference in the actual character itself, besides the war souls. And of course, it goes without saying that the stars of the character, meaning 7-star characters right here, 5-star character right here. And let me tell you firsthand, the 7-star characters are much stronger than the 6-star characters, because you can go to promote and hone the character, which gives it insane benefits. I mean, absolutely insane. Look at my Ichigo, for example, here. Damage reduction right here, 6% damage reduction rate, and 12k HP. If you look at this one right here, damage reduction rate by 4.42%, attack plus almost 1k. If you go over here, damage rate plus 5%, attack plus 1300. Huge. Block strength is also really, really nice. I more so liked the attack plus 1250. The effect reduction was nice for this one, but I more so liked the actual attack plus 1k, and I didn't feel like rolling again from 30, so I kept his HP at 1.69%, which again, the honing is absolutely insane. A 7-star character will absolutely destroy a 6-star character any day of the week. So again, going back to Ichigo here, the way I like to level my character specifically, and this can go for anybody that's free to pay or free to play or pay to win, either or. This will work for both of them. I'm kind of a hoarder when it comes to resources. As you can see, I've already saved up 200 more Omni Shards. I have 80 Soul Jades. I haven't used any on purpose, and I haven't used any tech tokens really, just because I want to wait till a good character comes out. Same thing with, these things. I don't know what character I want to level up in the future, so I just save everything in case something comes up and all of a sudden, hey, Baragon is good and he gets a buff and I want to use him, so I mostly save everything. And typically what you want to save the most is the Omni Shards, because when a character comes out, you can just outright 2-star to 7-star them, and you'll get all the weapons, you'll get all the equipment, you'll get everything you need to level up the character besides the Awaken Essences. And the gold, it kind of chips you on the gold too. They only give you like 6 million gold when it requires like 80 million or something like that to level up a character. So it really gyps you on the gold, but other than that, it gives you everything. So what I like to do is I like to just save up all my shards until a character comes out that I really, really like, and then just level them up to 6-star, 7-star, as high as I can get them, and call it, good on the character. As you could tell, the first character I did this with was Ulquiorra. I pretty much saved up everything until Ulquiorra came out, then I leveled him as much as I could. And then I saved up for Nell. I actually didn't level up Nell until her soul box came out, because you can get shards a lot easier that way, and you get her weapons with it too. And then the next character I did it for was Ichigo, and the next character I did it for was the other Ichigo. And I also did it for Stark too, just because he worked so well with the bleed team. with Nell, the bleed team. So that's the best advice I can give to anybody that is free to play and you're trying to compete with the best of everybody in the 3v3. And this is coming from somebody that I should not have won the Kenpachi contest at all. Every single time I was on support, every single time I was here, it was always 90 plus to 10% or less. I was supposed to lose, or that's what everyone thought it was. And as you can tell, that wasn't the case, So, as you can tell, this guy has 7.3 million power, and at the time I only had like 6.3. So everybody voted for Green Lantern. And I will actually post these battles later at a later date and actually break them down. But this is just a tips and tricks video for the most part. So what you want to do when you go against these people that are obviously super inflated with their attack power and everything, what you want to do is you want to play it like a card game. You want to play it like you're playing poker. You want to hide your hand. And then as soon as the time comes to actually play the game, then you show your hand. So, for example, I didn't have any of these characters in. I just put in fodder for everything. All 9 slots were fodder. And then about 5 minutes or so before the match actually started, that's when I completely changed my lineup. I saw what he had in his lineup, and then I quickly thought about how could I counter these characters, and then I quickly swapped in my team. And again, for the most part, I'll go into that at another time. But that's probably the biggest trick I can give you guys, especially for like this guy Saints. He should have won everything. He really should have. He's definitely put a lot of money into this game. But as you can see, 7-star, 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, 7-star. He probably should have won, but he does the same. He does the same trick that I do, where I wait till the last minute, then I quickly sub in all my characters, and I don't show any of my characters. And the only way they'd be able to see any of these characters is if they look at my history, and they could see it. But even then, they cannot see. If they go to support, typically, you can click the character, and it'll show how powerful the character is. And I myself, I put in all fodder, so he didn't get to see any of my characters and how strong they were. He didn't even get to see the War Souls, or if I swapped out the War Souls. So typically that's what I like to do, is hold your hand, and then when everything's about to go down, then you go all in. And for a case like him, for example, since I can't keep up with 3 full teams of all 3 teams of good characters, I just put in 2 teams. As you can see, I just put in 1 fodder team of just characters that I are probably going to lose, don't really care too much about. And then I put in all my good characters in the top 2 teams, and then you beat him, because you only need to win 2 of the 3. And again, I also looked at what characters he had, and then I decided what character counters what character, and I put them in accordingly. And again, that's pretty much the best advice I can give anybody that's trying to go sweaty try hard and actually win this guy right there. It's trying to win this for themselves, is level up 1 character at a time all the way, 7-star, 6-star, how you can get them, And yes, 7-star is a lot better, is miles ahead of 6 stars. Is just do that, try and match up the War Souls, the specialty, get that 25% extra boost, level up their heroic War Souls, do everything you could possibly do to min-max one character. And again, like, for example, I min-maxed my Ichigo. And then my Ichigo pretty much ran train. He ran the gauntlet on his entire team. Because I'm pretty sure my Ichigo's probably one of the top in the game, period. So, as you can tell, I was confident that my Ichigo would beat his. And then this Ichigo counters his Ulquiorra. And then I think that's when my Ichigo died. And then I put in my Nankai Ichigo to just one-shot his Aizen. So as you guys can tell, I did kind of go sweaty tryhards because I really wanted this little banner right here around my name. I mean, I probably will never use it just because I just like the vanilla look to it, but that is what it is. What it is. And sometimes you don't really have to go too try hard. Like, for example, you might just go against people that are so much lower than you that you could just look at their team and say, my team's going to beat them regardless. And for the first 2 battles, I saw guys and I'm just like, yeah, one character can take out their entire team. So I didn't worry about the first 2 guys. I actually didn't even show all the characters I liked, or all my main characters. As you could tell, I put in, Rukia. I put in, Stark is really bad in this. You don't want to use Stark, So I was hiding characters until I got to a battle that I knew I was going to have trouble with, and Green Lantern, I think he's usually number 1 in our server for almost everything. So for him, I put in all I went all in, I held nothing back, and lucky enough, I won. So just do that one step along the way, and I actually went up against all the difficult people in my server. As you could tell, a couple others aren't like as quite as at the tier of these other guys. I think I'm like middle tier, in between like not quite good or not quite, a whale, and not a free-to-play friendly player. I'm like right in between, where if I have extra time and money, I'll put it into the game. So how was I able to keep up with a bunch of these whales? Was, again, I focused one character at a time. I went as hard as I could on that one character, and I made sure that the characters I was trying to min-max were the characters that were best for this specific gameplay. And again, this is specifically for 3v3, not 6v6. I could probably make another video on that in the future, but it's 2 different worlds. Anyways, you guys, this just about wraps up my video. Don't really have too much else to say here. Oh, I haven't even clicked this yet. There you are. Oh, that's cool. You can get more than 1 star. I didn't know that. Well, you saw it here first, guys. Obtain the Kenpachi card championship avatar frame 1 out of 3 times to activate 2 star. So after you get 2 star, I'm assuming it would go 1 star over here on the left, 1 star on the left of that, then 3 star would be 3, then 5 star, then 7 star. That's going to take a long time, but I just like the look of this 1 star. Let's actually look at this real quick. And there you have it. Looks pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Looks pretty good. Anyways, guys, this will just about wrap the video here. If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to post in the comment section. I do appreciate any subscribers. I'm trying to reach a goal of 100. That would be like the dream for now. So if you learned anything new, figured out anything that you didn't know from this video, feel free to drop a like, drop a sub. I do appreciate it. And until next time, guys, I got a couple more videos planned in the future, and I'll keep you guys posted.